The son walks into the house while helping his mother and says lovingly, "Careful, Mom." Then he happily says excitedly to his wife, "Mom is here." The wife smiles happily and says joyfully, "Mom, you're here." The rest of the family also welcomes the mother warmly. Then the son says lovingly, "All right, Mom, eat first. I have some work to finish at the company. I'll be back once I'm done." The daughter-in-law happily says warmly, "Oh, Mom, sit down. The food is ready." As the husband is leaving, he suddenly remembers something and comes back to the front door. Then he starts hearing voices from inside the house. The mother-in-law happily tries to pick something up with her stick, but the daughter-in-law stops her by hitting the stick away. Then the daughter-in-law says sarcastically, "Don't eat from in front of me." Then the mother-in-law tries to take some meat from the serving bowl, and the daughter-in-law's brother says angrily, "That's roasted meat. Are you really going to eat meat now? Do you want your blood pressure to go up?" Then the daughter-in-law's brother angrily grabs the mother by her collar and says harshly, "Oh, you came here again. Your clothes are filthy, and now you came to sit at the dining table too?" The daughter-in-law says bitterly, "Last time too, I fought with my husband because of you. Did you forget already?" The brother-in-law's wife says mockingly, "Yes, auntie. If you were doing fine, then why did you come to the city? Besides, do you even like city food?" The mother quietly replies sadly, "My son said he missed me. That's why he brought me here with him." The daughter-in-law's sister-in-law says sarcastically, "Oh really? You came here just because he missed you?" Then the daughter-in-law says disgustedly, "Her whole body is dirty. Now she wants to sit and eat with us too. She even smells weird." The daughter-in-law's brother says rudely, "Were you not comfortable in your own home? Why did you come here?" The daughter-in-law says coldly, "Go sit in a corner. After we finish eating, we'll give you leftovers." The daughter-in-law's sister-in-law says carelessly, "And there are some leftover flatbreads in the fridge too. Just give her those. Otherwise people will say we invited her over and didn't even feed her." Laughing, the daughter-in-law goes to the fridge, brings back a dry piece of bread, hands it to her mother-in-law, and says mockingly, "Mom, eat this." The mother silently takes the bread in her hands. Then she quietly says painfully, "How am I supposed to eat this hard bread?" The daughter-in-law screams angrily and says furiously, "Why can't you eat it? If you don't want it, then get out of here." Then the sister-in-law says supportively, "Yeah, she's right." The daughter-in-law's brother also says aggressively, "Either eat this dry bread or leave this place." After hearing everyone's words, the mother starts crying and slowly walks away. At that moment, the son walks inside, angrily after hearing everything, and shouts, "What are you people doing?" Then the brother-in-law's wife stands up and says nervously, "Oh, brother-in-law, you're back." The son immediately goes to his mother and asks, "Mom, are you okay?" The daughter-in-law quickly puts on a fake smile and lies, "Well, Mom didn't like the city food. She only wanted to eat dry bread." The husband angrily yells, "Be quiet, I'm talking to my mother." Then the brother-in-law stands up and says defensively, "She was leaving on her own. We even tried to stop her. None of this is our fault." The husband angrily says furiously, "You people are experts at lying." The brother-in-law says casually, "Ikaru, why would we lie? She came from far away. She'll stay for a couple of days and leave anyway." The husband shouts, "All of you, be quiet." Then he gently asks his mother, "Mom, tell me the truth. What really happened?" Crying, the mother says emotionally, "They gave me this hard bread. When I said I couldn't eat it, they told me to leave the house." The husband gets furious, slaps his wife hard across the face and says angrily, "How dare you treat my mother like this?" The daughter-in-law screams and says shamelessly, "Now that you already know everything, I'm not going to pretend anymore." The husband angrily says firmly, "Shut up." The wife yells angrily and says bitterly, "Why did you even bring your mother here? We've become so uncomfortable because of her." The wife's sister-in-law says irritably, "Yeah, the house was already full of people, and then you brought her here too." The son shouts, "All of you, stay quiet." Then he says regretfully, "I heard everything from behind the door. I never thought people could act one way in front of me and completely differently behind my back." The daughter-in-law screams and says hatefully, "So what? Yes, I gave your mother that hard bread on purpose. Why did she even come to my house?" Hearing her words, the husband angrily slaps her again. The wife's brother and sister-in-law both start yelling loudly. The husband angrily says strictly, "You two, stand there quietly." Then the husband firmly says seriously, "Mom, from now on, you'll stay with me. And if you have a problem with that, then I'll leave you. How dare you give my mother such dry bread?" The wife says carelessly, "Oh really? So now you'll divorce your beautiful wife for your mother?" The son yells, "Watch your mouth. She's my mother." The husband steps forward to hit his wife again, but the mother stops him with her hand and says tearfully, "Son, don't destroy your home because of me." The daughter-in-law says harshly, "Stop pretending to be good in front of me." Trying hard to control his anger, the husband says warningly, "Be quiet or I might do something terrible." Crying, the mother says fearfully to her son, "Son, don't do anything wrong." The wife says arrogantly, "You can't do anything to me. You're destroying my home because of your mother." The husband says emotionally, "She is my mother, not a stranger." The wife says rudely, "Then she should have stayed in her own house. Why did she come to my house?" The husband says angrily, "Stay within your limits. If I have to live with a heartless woman like you, then I'd rather stay alone for the rest of my life." Then pointing toward the brother-in-law and his wife, he says furiously, "And you two, get out of my house right now." The wife says threateningly, "Fine, just don't regret it later."